Apple has just released the new iMac Pro and Final Cut Pro X 10.4. First, the iMac Pro. A lot of people weren't too happy with Apple's most recent Mac Pros because before they tweaked the prices around a bit, they were a bit overpriced. However, the iMac Pro is Apple's way of showing that they are still committed to the Pro market. Stuffed full of Xeons, high-end graphics cards, and lots of RAM, the iMac Pro is meant to be a editing computer, a simulation computer, all sorts of highly complicated, intensive workloads. Now, as far as I'm aware, there isn't really any direct competition to the iMac Pro at all. There are other powerful computers, but there are none in the all-in-one type build that Apple provide with the iMac. So let's have a look at the prices. Now, remember, this is an Apple product, so it is going to be kind of expensive. Now, before you judge the price too much, remember that this is all server and workstation grade hardware, so it's going to be very reliable and it should last you for years. Having said all that, the base price for the iMac Pro is a little under £5,000, which may seem like a lot for a base model, but you're getting 8 cores, 16 threads, 8GB of VRAM, 32GB of ECC RAM, and of course it's an all-in-one with the 5K screen. It's a very quiet computer, very nice design, and you have 1TB of SSD storage. Not forgetting all the extra I/O like the 10GB Ethernet that the iMac Pro gains over the regular iMac. Now, the top spec iMac Pro is a little over £12,000, which is definitely expensive, but if you can do without the 4TB SSD and you can settle for a 1TB instead, then the price comes down to a little under £10,000, which is not too bad really, considering the specs that you're getting. For your little under £10,000, you're getting 18 cores, 36 threads, 16GB of VRAM, 128GB of ECC RAM, the 1TB SSD, and of course everything else that the base model iMac Pro has. Apple also has a couple of suggested configurations on their site. I quite like the 10-core, 16GB of VRAM and 64GB of ECC RAM, 1TB SSD version. You're getting quite a lot of hardware and it's a little under £7,000. I think that might be the best price per performance balance of all the iMac Pro options. Now, I would really like to review one of these computers and to have one to edit with it, but unless this YouTube channel gets much bigger, it might be a while until I get one, on account of the rather large amount of money. But I do want one. Potential next editing computer. Moving on to Final Cut Pro 10.4. This might be one of the best updates that they have ever released. The color tools look amazing. It has color wheels, it has curves, and it has hue saturation controls, all sorts of great color tools that I'm looking forward to trying out as soon as I update the software, which would normally be very simple, but because I have a Hackintosh and I haven't upgraded the operating system for a while, it'll be a slightly lengthier process. Anyway, as soon as I have done all that, I will be making some more videos on the new Final Cut Pro 10.4 update. Apple have also added a whole host of 360-degree tools and HDR support. And for all the Canon C200 users, they have also added Magic Lantern. That's not the right RAW. They have added Cinema Raw light support. This is really good because before you'd have to use the Canon proprietary software or DaVinci Resolve to transcode your Cinema Raw files into ProRes. Now, I am really excited about this update, mostly because of the additional color tools. In the past, I've always used DaVinci Resolve for my color work because the Final Cut Pro color tools, they're just nowhere near as good. Now, even with this update, I doubt many people who are color grading feature films are going to switch from DaVinci Resolve to Final Cut Pro. But for YouTube videos, short films, and corporate work, then the color tools look amazing. That is all for now. More detailed Final Cut Pro videos will be coming in the future, so subscribe if you don't want to miss them. And I will see you later.